Woodlanders.
Cornflake cakes. I don't know, I've got time for this.
Hey, Woodlanders.
Come on out. Today it's another branch logging day. It's rather wet, rather windy, and I've just got this bad feeling I'm going to get soaked today. I want to conduct an experiment with trying to get the twiggy bits out, and I don't know fully how I'm going to do that yet. Everything less than an inch out of the basket and everything more than an inch in the basket. But if it doesn't work, I can't afford to spend any more time faffing about with it. That was an interesting experiment. I'd say that took me just over an hour. I'm about a third of the way through the brash. It's a bit of a two-man job, to be quite fair. So this is something I would have put through anyway, and that stuff in the basket would have gone in naturally with it. So all that in the basket would have gone in there. So I've separated it out. That can actually serve as firewood, or it can convert into charcoal. Let's say half an hour's extra work, I've got about a third of a basket. So I'm trying to work out whether it's worth my while separating the two to get that product, because I use all the branchy twiggy bits to keep the dragon burning at the bottom. Now I've got that many baskets of that kind of product, I just don't need any more. It's just that extra time, is it worth it for that product? I'm kind of thinking yes. I'd be interested in your thoughts, because I'd like to think I'm getting a product that I can use. Now, let me show you. Now this is all ash, and it has suffered from dieback, but that's still a usable log. It's about 5 inches long. They seem to range from about 3 inch up to about 6 inch. And that's about 1.5 inches diameter. And that's a usable little log. I quite like those. Even if I can't sell these, because to sell these I've got to register for that Woodshaw nonsense. It's not nonsense, but that's the way I see it. It means I'd have to register for Woodshaw, and of course these would all have to be moisture metered and checked for storage and things. If I can't sell it, then this is ideal stuff for our own log burner, which then means that the bigger timbers that I use currently for log burning, I can sell it as cordwood out the door without going for the Woodshaw thing. Went to the father-in-law's yesterday, and he's made us some cornflake cakes. He uses lots of different chocolate to make them, and they're really nice. I love dark chocolate. So next I'm going to park up over there somewhere. I've got an oak tree to do over there, and I'm going to work my way around the bottom edge. Simply because conveyor points uphill, it doesn't drop into the conveyor properly. You need a bit more gravity, so I'm going to have the conveyor pointing down there, which means the machine will be tipped to one side and the stuff will go in easy and it'll get less blockages, and hopefully I'll be able to keep hold of my fingers. Shear pin stops play. This is the last of the Remet shear pins. I've got some new ones that have got a slightly harder hardness. Yeah, that's it. So I'll put a new bolt in, I can't tighten it up properly, but it's got the nylock on it, which I think is just nipped. So I'm going to have to just put the spanners to it when I get home. I was hoping to get all of this done today. We've still got, I think, about another hour's work, so I've got to try and drag all this lot out just here, round to here. But to give you an overall, we've done that pile up there. That's to go, that there's to go into the basket. This here's good to go in the basket. We've done the oak tree over there. And yeah, it's not going too bad really. There's a little pile there, look. I want to save those for pine needle baskets. Anyway, it's 4:30. My body is done. I'm going to go home. I think another day's branch logging and we should just about have it done. And I'm glad I've run the experiments today. Yes, it does take a little bit longer, but to separate the two products means I've got something I can use more so. I'll see you bright and early in the morning. We've got a Heartwood day again tomorrow, and I'll be on the saw. Woodlanders! Morning all. I'm on the felling team today. Been promoted. Right, let's get some oak trees down, shall we? We've got the Heartwood team here this morning, and they're all dead keen for a boot full of firewood. And we're hoping to try and get all of this felled today. Should be pretty good.
What do you mean by things? Oh.
A 2-tractor day for Jeff today, look. And there we have it. Heartwood have finished. The thinning job of the oaks is finished. My next job is to go and get what's left of the charcoal wood out. I tend to go round scrounging, so when Heartwood are here, anything under about 3 inches they discard, because on the brush pile. I'm like, no, you can't waste that onto the brush pile. So there's loads of brush piles, and I keep going round thinking, oh, I could cut some stuff out of that. I won't, but anyway, thanks again to the Heartwood team. You've done a super job. We're all very impressed with what you've done. The hazel will thrive because of it. The oaks have had a good thinning as well, so the oaks that are left behind will now increase in girth, and it's just a cracking job all round. So as you can see, just give you a quick head spin round. There's a little bit more tidying up to be done. There's rather too many brush piles for me, but of course that's my personal preference. I hate brush piles because I hate waste. Rossiston is as good as complete, just good old-fashioned teamwork, workmanship and woodland management. Anyway, hope that's inspired you. I'm going to go have a quick chat to Jeff in the yard and we're done. I'll see you tomorrow. Whatever the weather brings, we'll be back. We're doing something. I can't think what yet. See you in the morning. Good morning. It's another tractor day today, which is all good. I've tightened up the PTO shaft shear bolt for you, and with all the rain we've had, here's me complaining a couple of weeks ago, so we've got no rain, this too dry. Anyway, we've had rain and rain and rain here, and so now we've just got this rather sticky, gooey mess. So this is the result of my first experiment with separation. We've got this stuff here, which is just basically twiggy bits. Anything below an inch. I'll give you an idea, these are up to about 2 inches in diameter, I guess. And they work out about between 4 and 6 inches long. So that's a bit of hazel. That's a good 6 inches, that is. These are, on average, I'd say probably 4 to 5 inch. I've increased the tractor revs up to 2000 RPM, which is the recommended sort of 540 PTO speed. Now, to be perfectly honest, it does take quite a while to separate out the material, but filling that basket between 10 and 15 minutes. This was all destined for the branch logger anyway. All of this would have gone through, but it wouldn't have been separated, so all of that would have ended up all in there. But I'm glad I've done it. It's out. I can safely say the RP 120 doesn't like knots. I mean, let's face it, that is a good 3 inch, as long as my finger looks. It's about 3 inch diameter, and it's about 6 inch diameter at the knot, so lesson learned. Anyway, in between breakdowns, This one, I timed it, took less than 15 minutes. So that means you could do a cubic metre in about 25 minutes. Last night I released woodlog number 10. One of the stats caught my eye. It was the dislikes, so the thumbs down button. It made me smile because often we don't get that many thumbs down, and I don't tend to worry too much because an interaction, comment or a thumb up or a thumb down, it's an interaction. So that for me is like, oh, okay, that's fair enough. And maybe though, some of you are getting confused. Of course, if you dislike the video, you have to press the thumb down twice. And maybe that's where the confusion lies. If it's you, I'm watching you. I was hoping to try and get it all done today. I think I pretty much got all the twiggy bits done. So it's the branchy stuff now. And there's loads of it. So there's all this pile here. I've just had to walk up and there's about 4 more piles all the way up. And it's 4:30. So I'm going to call it a day. Disappointing. Maybe that could be my one word Wednesday this week. Today's Wednesday. One word Wednesday. Disappointing. And that's because I was hoping to get this finished. Let me know what your one word Wednesday is. And I know you don't listen to this on a Wednesday. It's just like a word of the week. Maybe I ought to rebrand it. Based on how you are today, what is your one word Wednesday? Type away in the comments. I'll aim to reply to your little comment. Do it now. Pause the vid. Type in your one word Wednesday. Restart the vid. Go on, you can do it. Ready, pause. Okay, I'm not pausing, but you are. You're pausing. Type away. Off we go. Anyway, see you in a bit. Tiny little daffodil. Good morning all. Well, today was a bit fluid in that I didn't really know what I was doing in the end. Sort of weather dependent. Anyway, we're in a neighbouring woodland today. What I do is for one of the neighbours up the woods, do him a day on the coppice. And I'd started this last year, so you might just be able to see some of the stools cut here. Not done particularly well. The ones at the back are really bad. But I got a feeling that the stool themselves were almost dying. Ideally it wants some of this thinned out at the back. So we've got these scrawny things here. There's about 8 to 10. Right over there is the boundary of our woodland. So I've got a feeling there's some hazel on the boundary. But what I can do is nip up to our woodland then, hop over the fence and cut from that side rather than walking 400 miles that way. There's midges everywhere, which is totally annoying. But let's do a quick spinny Superman style transition and then we'll get going. We're ready. Filthy midges already about this morning. I was doing some editing this morning. I always try and get my edits down to less than 20 minutes because I just think some people look at a thing, they look at like, oh, I ain't got 25, 30 minutes to sit there watching a video. I know that's what I think. If it's anything longer than about 15, 20 minutes, I'm like, I don't know, I've got time for this. Ideally, 12 to 15 minutes would be perfect. You try and cram a week into 15 minutes. So I'm going to have to cut some of my waffle, include some of this waffle. And today, we're just a quick lapse, start and finish job done, because hopefully is my last day felling for this year. I've been bombarded by flies all day. It's been an absolute nightmare. Look at them, filthy, filthy creatures. So we've got a couple of rods out, not many, but it's the same as safe chucking them in the brash pile. That's the end of the week. Thank Crunchy, it's Friday. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you're able to, try and enjoy the woodlands. Do your best to look after and care for them. Get off. Pick up some litter. Just look after your patch of woodland near you. You don't have to own it. I know you'll do that. Just a little bit of encouragement for you to do that. I'll do the same. If I'm in another bit of woodland this week, I will do the same. Look after it, pick up the litter, and just generally care and show some love. Give a tree a hug. And I'll see you on the next one. My brother will like that.